No one. You have a secret deadly poison inside of you. This might sound like the setup for a bad action movie, but it's unfortunately true. We all have a small amount of natural arsenic inside our bodies, which is enough to kill 2 people. The lethal dose varies from person to person, but most adults have between 1 and 3 units of arsenic in their system at any given time. It comes from the foods we eat, like seafood and rice, and builds up over time. Symptoms include abdominal pain, bloody diarrhea, and extreme fatigue. But don't worry too much about it. While arsenic poisoning is no joke, the amount of arsenic in our bodies is so tiny that it's unlikely to affect you anytime soon. Number 2. Your body parts have expiration dates. Did you know that as you age, so do your organs? Researchers were able to estimate the age of various body parts by examining tissue samples. What they found was shocking. On average, our organs are about 4 years older than we are. Scientists aren't sure why this happens, but it could be due to our body's inability to replace cells quickly enough. As a result, organ failure is the leading cause of death in people over the age of 75. 3. Your tongue print is unique. Just like your fingerprints, your tongue print is completely unique. In fact, scientists can use your tongue to identify you with 95% accuracy. Researchers at the University of Granada scanned 28 tongues and found that each one was vastly different from the others. They believe that this could be useful in the future for tasks like border control or airport security. However, some argue that this would violate people's civil rights and infringe on their privacy, so don't expect this to happen anytime soon. 4. You have a pinhole in your brain. Deep inside your brain is a tiny hole that's actually a window into the third ventricle. This hole allows cerebrospinal fluid to flow into and out of the ventricle, which helps to cushion and protect your brain and spinal cord. Interestingly, the hole is only about 1 millimeter wide, which is small enough to be missed by even the most advanced imaging techniques. No. 5. You have an extra finger. Deep within your body lies a mysterious bone that's a remnant of our evolutionary past. It's called the pisiform bone, and it's located in your wrist. As you may have guessed, the pisiform is actually a modified sesamoid bone, which means it's a small, round bone that's embedded in a tendon. In humans, the pisiform is non-functional and doesn't serve any real purpose. However, in other animals like lemurs and tarsiers, the bone is much larger and plays an important role in grasping objects. Some scientists believe that the pisiform bone in humans is a leftover from our ancestors who had opposable thumbs. Over time, this thumb bone migrated to the wrist and eventually became the pisiform 6. You have a secret skeleton. If you thought you only had one skeleton, think again. Inside your body is a hidden skeleton made up of over 360 bones. These are the bones of your joints, which allow your body to move and function properly. These bones are incredibly thin and delicate, but they're also very important. Without them, our bodies wouldn't be able to move or bend. 7. You have a built-in compass. Deep within your body lies a mysterious structure that you probably never knew existed, the magnetoreceptor. This special organ allows you to sense magnetic fields and helps you to navigate your surroundings. Magnetoreceptors are found in many animals, including birds, turtles, and bees. They're used to help these creatures migrate long distances, find food, and avoid predators. In humans, however, the function of the magnetoreceptor is still unknown. Some scientists believe that it helps us to sense danger, while others think it may play a role in navigation. One thing is for sure though, without our magnetoreceptors, we wouldn't be the same. 8. You have extra skin. Most people are born with a small soft spot on the top of their heads. This is the fontanelle, a special area where the bones of the skull haven't fused together yet. The fontanelle allows for some movement of the baby's head, which helps to protect it during birth. After birth, the fontanelle begins to harden and eventually disappears as the bones of the skull grow together. However, some adults still have a small amount of cartilage in this area. It's not dangerous, and usually isn't painful, but it can sometimes be felt as a small lump on the top of the head. 9. You have an extra artery. Most people have 2 main arteries, the aorta and the pulmonary artery. However, some people are born with a third artery called the boecompopouris. This extra artery supplies blood to the brain and can be found in about 1 in 500 people. Having a copula doesn't cause any problems and often goes unnoticed. It's usually only discovered when someone has an ultrasound or other imaging test for another reason. In some cases, having a copula may be a sign of a more serious heart condition, but this is rare. 10. You can cry diamonds. A group of scientists led by Dr. Ken Honda from Osaka University in Japan have discovered a way to create diamonds from human body parts. That's right. The researchers found that by taking cells from human skin and exposing them to high pressure and temperature, they could turn them into diamonds. The diamonds were incredibly small, only about 5 microns wide, but they were real diamonds nonetheless. The team believes that this discovery could have a number of practical applications, such as in medicine as fluorescent cancer markers or in electronics as tiny transistors. Additionally, it could also help us to better understand the origins of diamonds found in nature. 11. You have a secret sense. Humans have 5 known senses: sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. But there may be a sixth sense lurking in our bodies that we haven't yet uncovered. This mysterious sense could be responsible for helping us to navigate our surroundings, avoid danger, and find food. Researchers are still trying to figure out what this sense is and how it works, but they have some theories. It could be a magnetic sense, like the one found in birds, which would help us to navigate. Or it could be a form of echolocation, like the one used by bats, which would allow us to see in the dark. Whatever it is, this sixth sense could be one of the most important discoveries in human history. Number 12, you have a secret vein. You probably already know about the major veins in your body, like the vena cava and the pulmonary vein. But did you know that you also have a secret vein in your face? It's called the Great Cerebral Vein, and it's responsible for draining blood from the surface of your brain. The Great Cerebral Vein is one of the largest veins in the body, and it plays an important role in regulating blood flow to the brain. Interestingly, the vein is located deep within the skull, making it invisible to the naked eye. Number 13, you have an extra kidney. Most people have 2 kidneys, one on each side of the body. But did you know that you also have a third kidney? It's called the renalis, and it's located near the base of your spine. The renalis is a small bean-shaped organ that filters toxins out of your blood. It then sends the clean blood to the rest of your body. The renalis is one of many organs that help to keep your body running smoothly, and without it, we wouldn't be able to survive. 14, you have a second pancreas. Most people only have one pancreas, an organ responsible for producing insulin and other important enzymes. But did you know that you actually have a second pancreas? It's called the hepatopancreas, and it's located in your liver. The hepatopancreas produces bile, which helps to digest fats. It also produces insulin-like growth factor, which helps to regulate blood sugar levels. Having a second pancreas gives your body a lot of flexibility. If one pancreas is damaged, the other one can take over its functions. Number 15, you have a secret appendix. The appendix is a small, finger-shaped pouch that's attached to your large intestine. For many years, doctors believed that the appendix was a useless organ, and they would remove it as soon as possible. However, we now know that the appendix is actually an important part of the digestive system. It helps to house beneficial bacteria and aids in the digestion of certain foods. The appendix is also a reservoir of stem cells, which can be used to repair damaged tissue in the digestive tract. So next time you see an ad for an appendix operation, remember that it could save your life. You just got done finding 15 crazy facts about your own body. Now go shock your friends with 15 unbelievable facts about the human body by clicking this video. And if you want to learn about the scariest things in space, then click this video.